Good morning, everyone. Today we're off to Animal Kingdom for the second time on the trip. It's gonna be a little bit of a different day. 3 in the group are actually going golfing here on Disney property. And myself and my sister have the little ones. I'm not much of a golfer myself, but for those that don't know, Disney has a number of PGA quality courses here on property. For those that like to golf, and they do rent clubs, so you don't have to bring clubs with you on your trip. But yeah, back in several years ago, they used to actually hold PGA tournaments here at Disney World. Here at Saratoga Springs, you're actually adjacent to the Lake Buena Vista golf course. So that's where they're going to be golfing today. I guess not many 8-year-olds get to say they've golfed here at Walt Disney World. So, we're going to be heading off to Animal Kingdom, starting solo. And then we'll see what we get into, whether we just get in and find some food, or if we get in and go straight to Pandora. We'll see what the crowds are like. Early entries at 7:30. That's in a short bit here. Official park opening is at 8 o'clock. And I believe later we are going to try to go mini golfing as well with the little ones, so we'll see how that turns out.
We're always trying to get off the ground. This is going to be a multi-stop flight all the way to Animal Kingdom. Yay! Our first stop is going to be the stop sign. As we taxi down the runway, if you could please put your lap trays up and your seatbelts on.
Hello, everyone.
It's Disney, folks. Use your imagination. I'm funnier than he is.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, definitely.
All right, your safety and the safety of
There goes my stewardess.
Please remain seated while the motor coach is in motion. If you're standing, we encourage you to use the handrails overhead or to the side and remain clear of the doors and stairwells. We ask that you refrain from eating, drinking, and smoking while on board the motor coach. And now, we invite you to relax and enjoy the ride. Thank you.
That's my stewardess. They won't hire me one. All right, it looks like we're going to be first for departure. Once we become airborne, we'll be cruising at an altitude of about 12 inches off the ground with a top speed of 45 miles an hour. Now, I did go ahead and verify the weather and the time for you. The weather over there is exactly the same as the weather over here, only it's the weather over there. And today's forecast is pretty simple. It's gonna be daylight all day long, followed by dark, with a 100% chance of magical. Although this is Florida, so there's gonna be a 50% chance of rain. So if you take a look at the person sitting next to you, one of you is gonna get wet. Also went ahead and verified the time for you, and believe it or not, the time over there is exactly what you got right now, only it'll be a little bit later. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight. Alright, since how we're at Walt Disney World, let's see what you know about Disney princesses. Anybody know why Cinderella's so bad at sports? She's always running away from the ball. That and her coach was a pumpkin. Anybody know why Snow White makes a really good referee? She's the fairest of them all. But why did Snow White have to return her iPhone? Somebody gave her a rotten apple. Why can't Elsa do Broadway? Every time she gets on stage, she becomes frozen. And then they all get together and sing, "Let her go, let her go, let her go." Poor Elsa. All right, why doesn't Rapunzel tie her shoes? Every time she tries, they become tangled. Did you know they're going to remake her movie? At the end of the new one, she is not going to get her hair cut. Yeah, they're going to bill it as the uncut version. What kind of phone does Ariel use? A shell phone. All right, why couldn't Snow White get the 7 dwarfs to go to sleep? 6 out of 7 were sleepy. Why did 7 dwarfs want to go on strike? 6 out of 7 weren't happy. Why can't you get a group picture of the 7 dwarfs? Because one of them's really bashful. And why does Captain Hook like to sail his ship over to go see the 7 dwarfs? Because he knows when he gets there, there'll always be a dock. Now, I had one about Grumpy too, but I'm too happy to tell it. That is the joke. That's 5 out of 7. I'm still working on the other 2. All right, speaking of pirates, where did Captain Hook get his hook from? The second-hand store. And who did he send to go pick it up? His right-hand man. And what's the one pair of shoes Captain Hook will never buy? A pair of Crocs. What did Captain Hook say to his girlfriend when they broke up? It's not you, babe, it's Schmeed. Why can't pirates play cards on the ship? Captain Hook's always standing on the deck. Ladies and gentlemen, these jokes are free. You will get your money's worth. And I do work for the mouse, so most of my jokes are going to be just a little cheesy. But hey, on Penguin Airways, you get free cheese. All right. What's a pirate's favorite restaurant? Arby's. What's Peter Pan's favorite restaurant? Wendy's, of course. Why don't you let Peter Pan fly your airplane? Because they'll never land. I'm going to give credit to the little girl that gave it to me. She couldn't be more than 6 or 7 years old. She walks up to me and she goes, do you know what a pirate's favorite cheese is? I said, no, what? She looks up at me and goes, cheddar! It was adorable. I love this job. All right, silly animal jokes. What do you call a unicorn when it becomes a grandfather? Popcorn. I love that joke because now every time you walk by a popcorn kiosk, you're going to think of unicorns. And if you happen to see a unicorn somewhere, you're going to swear you smell popcorn. What did Simba say to his dad when the elephants ran away? Or elephants started to stampede? Mufasa, Mufasa. All right, you know the scene from Lion King where Mufasa and Simba were sitting on Pride Rock? And Mufasa tells Simba, son, all the land across the valley that the sun shines upon, one day you're going to be the king. And Simba goes, yeah, Dad. Well, what's that one little dark area there in the corner? In the original version, Mufasa just lowered his head, shook his side, and goes, son, that's universal. We don't go there. Yeah, they had to rewrite that one. What's the most respected animal in Animal Kingdom? That would be the giraffe. You know why? Everybody looks up to him. And you know why a giraffe's neck is so long? Their feet stink. Somebody told me that. I ain't figured that one out yet. But like I said, jokes are like trading pins. I get new ones all the time. All right. 3 Winnie the Pooh jokes that all have the same answer. What Disney character's career went down the tubes? That would have been Pooh. Why was Tigger playing in the toilet? He was looking for Pooh. Why did Tigger have to wash his hands? He was playing with Pooh. Little boys like those jokes. All right. What do you call an invisible bear with a shiny nose? Nobody knows. What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. What do you call a deer with no eyes? No idea. What do you call a deer with no eyes and no legs? Still no idea. What do you call a fish with no eyes? A fish. What do you call a fish with 3 eyes? A fish. What do you call a dog with no legs? It don't matter, he ain't coming anyhow. What do you call a cat with 4 legs? It don't matter, he ain't coming either. It's a cat. Why was the dog with 3 feet always jumping around and being happy? Because he knew wherever he went, there'd always be a yard. 3 feet a yard. All right, got any Star Wars fans back there? Did you guys know Darth Vader's wife works on the Tower of Terror? Yeah, she's from England. Her maiden name was Ella Lift, but then she married Darth, so now she goes by Elevator. She fell really fast for him. He just loves all her stories. Although their marriage does have its ups and downs, because he really knows how to push her buttons. But she is a really good cook. She makes these Wookiee cookies. Yeah, a little bit chewy. But she does serve them lukewarm. And she uses her Hans to beat the dough. Anybody know what Darth Vader's favorite candy is? Lifesavers. How's Darth Vader like his toasted coffee in the morning? On the dark side. Where's Darth Vader like to go shopping? At the Darth Mall, where all the prices are slashed in half. Why did Darth Vader walk around the moon? He wanted to get to the dark side. And Obi-Wan Kenobi. What does Kylo Ren serve at a party for food? First, hors d'oeuvres. What do Jedis use to open up a PDF file? It's a new program called Adobe Wan Kenobi. Why didn't Han Solo like a steak dinner? The meat was chewy. I said the meat was chewy, I didn't say chewy was the meat. I'm not that meat. Why do stormtroopers only use iPhones? They never could find a droid. Alright, you know the little robot R2 from Star Wars? Did you know he had a little brother? And like most little brothers, they couldn't agree on anything. So they decided to name him R2 and R0! And of course he had an older brother. His older brother was R1D1. His father was just RD. And his grandparents was R and D, because you got to start with R and D before you get to the final product. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hit a little bit of turbulence here, but please remember, if it's a bumpy ride, it's not the driver's fault. It's not the bus's fault. It's the asphalt. I did say it, that's what it's called.
All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was Scott, our bus driver. He comes from Winter Garden, Florida, which is local. But he told jokes the entire bus ride, and it was fantastic. So big shout out to Scott. We're coming up on security here at Animal Kingdom. As you know, security now at Disney World has advanced scanners where you can just walk on through. If they see something unusual or suspicious, they'll call you to the side to do a bag search. So much simpler than it used to be, much quicker. You breeze on through security and then you go right to the turnstiles.
The rest of your bags are not. The gray cars on either side of the arrangement. Again, sure loose. You have an entrance on the right.
One at a time. Just single file. Continue moving forward for us. Thank you very much.
Guys, single lines, walking through, don't stop. Single line, please. Single line.
Thank you, folks. Appreciate it.
And as we walk into Pandora this morning, I'll give you a little history lesson. Pandora took 7 years to build. And you can see that in the detail everywhere, from the sidewalks to the queue areas to the weaving that you see as you go on to Navi River Journey. Now, prior to Pandora, we had Mickey, Minnie, or Camp Minnie Mickey, which was a space filler. It was used as a character meet and greet location. Originally, they were going to do what was going to be referred to as Beastly Kingdom. It was going to be mythical creatures such as dragons. And they that plan was canceled due to budget concerns as well as people. Some of the Imagineers working on that project ended up over at Universal, and you ended up with attractions like Dueling Dragons, which was later changed to a Harry Potter theme, and most recently was dismantled to make way for Hagrid's coaster there. So we're getting in line here for Flight of Passage. Now, if you get here first thing in the morning, Flight of Passage line is likely to be all the way to the bridge to Africa. Don't be too concerned. You're probably not going to wait more than an hour. Flight of Passage is always a great way to start the morning here at Pandora. I read an article this morning that James Cameron is already in talks with Iger to update the ride for the new movies. So that is exciting. That we might get a new mission or a new scene or something along that line. I think we're going to wait over here at Satuli Canteen for the rest of my group. They're just getting into the park now, and I think we're going to do Navi River Journey.
with him. I'll sing your name. Masano Kana.
Alright, so we're just walking down the bridge here between Pandora and Africa. Behind me is I think they call it the Discovery River, but basically it goes around Discovery Island. When Animal Kingdom first opened, they actually had a boat that would go around Discovery Island, and you'd have several points that you could get off in the different areas of Animal Kingdom. Up until recently, they didn't use boats on it at all. However, now they use it for character sightings, so the characters will ride down the river on boats. They also have a band, and currently, for Christmas, they have Santa. So, it's nice to see them using the river again. I don't even think the boats that were on Discovery Island or the river in 1998 lasted 6 months, maybe.
Camouflage to protect themselves from predators. To your right there, you're going to see the okapi, which is a very shy and reclusive forest animal. Many believe that the okapi is related to the zebra because of its stripes, but it's not. It's the closest living relative to the giraffe, and that's because of their similar skull structures. They're also known as the Watusi cattle, which is named after the tribe who first domesticated them. Now their horns will grow to be about 3 to 4 feet long, helping them aid in their blood circulation and regulating their body temperatures. Go right about here. Next to them on the right are some of the wildebeest. They're the largest, most densely packed herd of mammals after us humans, migrating at about 500 to 1,000 miles each and every year. Zebra is also known as a foal, and they're able to memorize their mother's striping pattern about 30 minutes after they're born. And that's because no zebra pattern is the same. It's kind of like a human fingerprint. Also to the right there are some of the springboks. They are the South Africa's national animal and the top 10 fastest land mammals in the world, reaching speeds of 50 to 60 miles an hour. Now over here to our right, you'll see some of those Maasai giraffes. And you can tell just by the patterns on their coats, they're a lot more sharp and jagged versus the reticulate giraffes. They're the tallest animals in the world. When they're born, they're about 6 feet and they'll reach heights of 18 to 20 feet tall. Here's a really good example on the left. Some of them are using their 16-inch long tongue to reach for those leaves at the top of the tree.
Oh, look at them.
Their tongues are also prehensile, which means that they use them kind of like how we use our own hands by picking those leaves off one by one.
Yeah.
Their saliva is also a lot thicker in consistency to help protect their mouth. It'd be really cool if you could see this one's face. There's also one in between the trees here. They have these brilliant blue and red facial markings that will become a lot brighter as they get more excited. They're also the largest monkey species in the world, weighing about 100 pounds once they're fully matured. To our right there, I see those African elephants, so I'm going to pull around here. That way you can see them just a little bit better. You're able to tell that they're the African elephants just by the shape of their ears. It looks like the continent of Africa. They're going to live to be about 60 to 70 years old. Male elephants tend to be a lot more solitary and independent versus the female and their young who like to stay in larger groups. So we're going to try a squared shape versus the black rhino that we have beforehand. Now, the white rhino is also much larger in size. They're going to weigh about 4,000 to 5,000 pounds.
Alright guys, come on in, friends. Come on over, my friends. And you got that book for him. You can hug and just walk him right over here. And then do you wanna, we can pass these off to Minnie. No, that's okay, I got you. Here, we got these two. There you go, Minnie.
So Brady, do you think Mickey was planning his next big adventure at his desk?
Oh, always. We've done a lot of adventures in Dino Land, so we need to go and check out some other areas now. Have you been to any other places? Like Africa or Asia today? Not yet?
Well, we just got off a safari, right?
You did? What animals did you see?
What animals did you see on the safari?
A lion? Were you scared or were you brave? Say thank you. Oh, I think you were very brave.
All right. You want some pictures?
Oh, yeah, right on. Okay. Thank you. Give Mickey a hug. Alright, stand next to Minnie and Mickey and then look over here. Look right here, guys. Look at the pretty birds. Awesome. There it is. Perfect. Do you want to hug it?
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, she's standing?
Beautiful girl.
Yep, grab those quick selfies, quick friends. Kevin may not stand still for long. She does get bored very easily.
Alright guys, let's go.
Alright guys, I have to say the new Nemo show is awesome. The dancers are, or the puppeteers are far more involved in the show, with dancing and everything. They, enjoyable for all, really gets the kids' attention, gives them a place to relax too. And little known fact, the bathrooms behind Nemo are the best bathrooms in Animal Kingdom. They're gonna be clean. They're gonna have Nemo music, and highly recommend if you're going between show times, stop by that bathroom. So it's about lunchtime now. We're gonna make our way from Nemo here through the Dinoland bypass road and head towards the front of the park to where we can potentially get a table over at Rainforest Cafe. Rainforest Cafe is outside the park technically, so you will have to badge back into the park if you come back. We'll see how it goes, but I think we're gonna go do some other things after lunch.
Rainforest Cafe, let's welcome back to select club member Chris, Safari 5. Chris, Safari 5.
Oh, Dory! Where's Nemo? I don't see any Nemo. Maybe
All right, change of plans, guys. I'm gonna head back to the hotel for a quick nap. We're probably gonna go mini golf later, but everybody's pretty exhausted, so we're gonna hit the bus, go back to the hotel, take a nap, and see what happens from there. This morning I learned that park buses are no longer going directly to Disney Springs. That is due to people avoiding parking charges. They would go and park at Disney Springs and then take the bus right into the park. So, if you're here at Animal Kingdom, hop on the bus for Animal Kingdom Lodge. It is the closest hotel to Animal Kingdom. From there, you're going to get off at the first stop and then wait for the Disney Springs bus.